any new thing that comes into your life, there's a way to accommodate it. And I've been giving so many points. Never compromise on anything Jesus said. If you want to be successful in life, He's the author and the finisher of your faith. If you compromise on anything Jesus said, your faith is not complete. And without faith, it is impossible to please God. Not something, anything you want to do, ask yourself this simple question. If I am Jesus, how would I do it? Of course you are. If Jesus was here, how would he solve this problem? If you try to bring the mentality of God into solving problems, the world naturally rejects it. You know why they reject it? Because the last thing Jesus said when he rose from the cross and he made this, he said, peace I leave with you, not as the world gives it. You see, the peace of God is not the same like the peace that the world gives. The peace the world gives is not permanent, it's temporal. And that kind of peace is the peace that releases prosperity. Do you know that Jesus and the disciples, there was no difference between them? That is why we call it betrayal, because they all had the same hairstyle. That's why he had to take Judas to kiss Jesus, to identify Jesus among Peter, James, and John. If Peter, James, and John and Jesus were standing this four, you can't know the difference in the night. And know why the white man is successful than the black man? The black man wants to be boss. The white man doesn't care who is boss as long as we all succeed. The mentality is this. The white man doesn't care who is their leader as long as we are all enjoying. And the next point is that walk with like-minded people who are going where you are going. Be intentional about this area. One of the ways to develop a new nature is by associating with people who are where you want to be tomorrow. Most of it, we just choose anybody as our friend, but your vision and your purpose should define who become your friend. And it becomes very, very intentional to see somebody who is smarter than you in every field of endeavor, whether it's in business, whether it's in music, whether it's in whatever area, and you go there and you study. There comes a time that you are put in a position that you feel like you know it all, you have arrived, because you have surrounded yourself with clowns and concert party people. You know, clowns and concert party people, they feed your ego. If your food doesn't feed a president, your food is still not nice. Don't look at people who are clapping for you and think that you are great. The next point, choose relationship over money. Let me tell you something. Money, it fades. Is that what? Relationship lasts long. If I watch my sister and my brother succeed, one day I'll get my cut. But if both of us fight over the deal, all of us will not get it. Somebody else will enjoy it. You know where I learned this thing from? I learned it way back in secondary school when they began to give us students eggs. In Adisade College, our table was 20. And one senior will come and take 2 and tell the rest of the 19, share. And you know very well that if 19 people are sharing 18 eggs, one will not get some. So as students, we all jump on the eggs. And we crack it, we crush it, we melt it. And at the end of the day, the only person who was holding 2 eggs was the senior. All of us, we had debris. When you allow everybody to have some, you can tell some child, I give you all. Give me small. Give me small. Give me small. Give me small. I can promise you by the end of the day, you'll be having more than 1 full egg because you were the one that brought peace. Let the peace of God that surpasses all understanding guide our heart and our mind. The next one, know your weaknesses and set a mark on your weakness. Intentionally fortify things because of your weakness. Look, some people must make a covenant with their ears. I don't want to hear anything about these things. I don't want to hear it. Sometimes when you get focused about this, then people will come and tell you all kinds of things. Is it true or is it not true? I've made a covenant with my eyes. I will not look at a woman's bum bum. When I'm looking, I'll close my eyes and say, Lord, have mercy on me. This, my two legs, will never step in a clubhouse. It's a covenant with my leg. I tell you that in my house, if you come on TV and they start insulting any elderly person, everybody will put up the TV. It doesn't matter who you are. Whether you are a pastor, you are a politician. If you come and insult anybody, the TV will go off or will change channel. The Bible says, honor your father and your mother that you may live long. Somebody who can, I will not allow you to insult the person, and I'll watch you and I'll laugh. I say it's true. Psalm 1. Blessed is the man that walks not in the counsel of the ungodly. So if you walk in the counsel of evil men, you are cursed. Nor stands in the way of sinners. If you walk with sinners, you are cursed. Nor sit in the seat of the scornful. If you sit with people who laugh at people, you are cursed. Make a covenant with areas of your life that are your weakness. Are you with me? Make a covenant that this area, it brings me down. This area, it brings me down. This area, it brings me down. Let me tell you something. You know, people who love completely, they also hate completely. You know that? People who love small, they hate small. So when you see somebody love you perfectly, be careful. Because if it backfires, it's the same way. The way they love you, that's the same way they will hate you. When they love you, everything you did was correct. If you were wrong, you were correct. If they hate you, everything you do that is good is evil. Anytime God foresees something that is about to happen in the future, He sends a person ahead. God foresaw famine coming, and God sent Joseph ahead of his generation to go and prepare. If Joseph was the one who had a dream about harvest and lack, what could he have done about it? He was too poor. So that dream needed to be given to somebody who wielded power and authority. But he himself couldn't also interpret it. So God, what if the king had a dream and Joseph was not in the palace? Or Joseph was not in Egypt and Joseph was still in Israel? What would have happened was that the whole world would go hungry. So God foresaw a dream that the king will have in the years to come and said, Joseph, on your mask, get set, let's go in. Now look into your life. Who has God packaged to prepare a way for you for your tomorrow? One of the things that has happened in our generation is that I've seen proteges wanting their mentors to chase them. Somebody you see as big and great, you want the person to call you, then you never make it. You want the person to look for you, never make it. You never make it. You are the one that must look for them. Are you with me? Why are you the one to look for them? Because when you look for them, there's something you want. That's why you are looking for. But if they are the one looking for you, there's something they want. That's why they are calling you. If you believe that you have nothing, then God cannot use you. Because everybody that God used has something to put on the table. Because anybody who has nothing will not risk his life for anything. Because you have nothing to lose. When you don't even know what you have, people will humble themselves. I am very careful about people who are humble around me. Because the people who are humble around me, they are the most dangerous potent people to take from me what I don't intend to give to them. Then the last one, increase in knowledge. Be intentional about knowledge. Be picky on knowledge. If God tells you that this is what He wants you to do, go and start picking knowledge about it. Study to show yourself approved. Approval comes by studies. If you are not intentional about knowledge, you become a fool, because you'll be full of useless things and you think you know. Many people know so many things, but they know nothing. But I've realized that most people who are successful are people who would be called experts. In medicine, you have general what? Practitioners. And then they have what? Specialists, right? Which of them make money? Specialists. But the general has learned everything, and everything he has an idea. It's your ear, put in this thing. It's your this, put in this thing. It's your this thing. But when it came critical, they said specialist comes in. When a specialist comes in, they are bill. Jesus is Lord. So in that same way, any assignment you have been given by God, specialize yourself in building knowledge about it. Before we did biogas, God had told Ezekiel, take your dung and bake bread. Before we did electrical doors, that if you come, the door will open for you. The first I saw one was at Novotel. As I stepped there, the thing opened, I went back. Acts chapter 12 had written that when the angel stepped there, the chains broke off and the gates opened for them on its own accord. So even scientific people read and they say, how can this thing happen in the Bible? And we can't do it. And they look for science to prove it wrong. And they're looking for science. They end up manufacturing some of these things. And you are there, you are criticizing God's word. You receive favor or grace because of the knowledge of God. So, oh God, I need your grace. Stop prayer and learn about God. And anytime you are in trouble and you pray, listen to me carefully. You are not having answers. The answer is not coming from God because the answer will come from knowledge. Note this thing very well.